Good evening. Tonight we are going to be starting our very first math lesson in 4th grade. Lesson 1, interpret multiplication as multiplicative comparisons. Let's get started. All right, guys, so we have these green rectangles and we are looking for a pattern. And we see on the very first row, we see 2. Then on the next row, how many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then if we continue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the last row, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What do we see happening? I see that we have started off with 2. We go to the next one, and now we have 5. That means we added on 3 more. Now, if we go to the next row, we have 8. Here is our 5 to match that 5. And then we added on 3 more to get 8. Then the last one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So here we have our 8 to match that 8, and then we added on 3 more. So what do we see in this pattern? Well, I see it going up by 3. So in this pattern, the rule would be plus 3. We're adding on 3 more rectangles. In this next example, we have some blue circles, and we're starting off again here with 2 circles. And then the next one, we see 4 circles. And the next one, we see 8 circles. And in the last one, we see is 16 circles. What do we see happening? Well, I see that they're giving us 2. We have 2 here, and they put on an extra 2. Over here to get 4. Down here we have our 4, and then they added on another 4. So to get 8. Over here we have our 8, and then they added on another 8. So they are using multiplication, and they call this doubles. And when we're talking about doubles, we are always referring to multiplication times 2. So each time they go up by multiplying by 2. It's called a double. So or you could say twice as many. This row has twice as many than that row. So the rule for this problem is times 2. In the next example, it's giving us a rectangle, or they're going to call it a sticky note. And sticky notes, we're going to represent 4 times as many. So we are going to make up our own problem using these sticky notes. So I'm just going to draw out 1, and I get to make up a number. And I'm going to make up a number of 3. Okay, and now it's asking me to make 4 times as many. So my partner has 4 times as many as I do. So I'm going to draw out 4 of these. My shapes are not really great, but you get the idea. And inside each one of these shapes, I'm going to put a 3 to represent 4 times as many as I had in this one. So basically it's saying 4 times 3. So I would have, partner B would have 12 sticky notes compared to my 3. Okay, in the next one, partner A has 6 sticky notes, whereas partner B has 4 times as many sticky notes as partner A. So, guys, you really need to be working on your multiplication skills. These are just multiplication facts. You really need to study them and know them by heart. So if we look at this, we're going to fill in the blanks, because this one says blank equals blank times blank. So we got to look at our example here as our picture model and be able to fill in these blanks. And then we need to write a multiplicative comparison. Blank is blank times as many as blank. So if we go back and we put in if we continue here and we look, we see that they've got four more than partner A. So we can fill in the blank and say, well, they have 4 times as many as 6. Okay, because they have 1 6, and this partner B has 4 of those 6s. So what is 4 times 6? It is 24. 24 is 4 times as many as 6. So we can actually write up a multiplication sentence to show this multiplicative comparison. Our next example is using a tape diagram. Now I know you guys have a lot of experience using tape diagrams in your previous grades. So in our very first one here, we've got 3. Okay, so one of these is going to represent 3. And down here, we have 3 more of these boxes, which all equals 9. So again, we're going to be looking for that multiplicative comparison. So how many more does this one have than that top one? So we can say 3 times as many as 3, because in each one of these boxes will represent 3. And 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 is 3 times as many as 3. So we would put over here, we would put a 9, and we would write 3 times 3. Again, work on those multiplication facts. Draw a tape diagram to represent 18 is 6 times as many as 3. So I'm going to create one box in my tape diagram, and this is going to represent 3. But let's going back into our directions here, it says 6 times as many. So I'm going to create 6 boxes. Again, be patient with my really sad drawings. Okay, and then inside each one of those boxes is going to be 3. And we are going to say all of this is equal to 18. So that is what our tape diagram would look like. And basically we said 18 is equal to 6 times 3. All right, in this last example, I'm going to show you tonight is a word problem, and it says there are 6 tables in the classroom. There are 5 times as many chairs as tables. How many chairs are in the classroom? So we don't know how many chairs are in the classroom, but we do know that we do hear that very important key word here is 5 times as many. We're looking for that multiplicative comparison. We know that we have 6 tables and we have 5 times as many chairs than we do tables. So I'm not going to sit here and draw all these tables because you guys know how my drawing looks, but I'm going to just have one box. I'm going to show a tape diagram, and that represents 6. Because I have 6 tables in that classroom. But I have 5 times as many chairs. So I am going to continue with my tape diagram, and I'm going to make 5. Ugh, look at that one. That was a really bad looking rectangle. But you get the point. So there are my 5 boxes to Now in each one of those boxes, we are going to put 6? Because we have 5 times as many chairs than we do tables. All right, so now we're going to say that all of this right here is that multiplicative comparison. We're going to make a multiplication sentence. So we have 6 in each one, and we have 5 boxes. So this is 6 times 5. And then remember, if we're knowing our facts really well, we should know that 6 times 5 is 30. So this all represents 30. So there is 30 chairs in the classroom. All right, all you have to do is try. Do your best on the next 2 examples and see how you do. All right, here's your first question for this evening. 6 times as many as 8 is how much? And your last one. There are 7 cats in one room. There are twice as many dogs than cats. How many dogs are in the room? Remember that important word, twice. We spoke about that earlier in the presentation. Yay, you tried and you did your best. I'm proud of you guys. We'll work more on this concept tomorrow, multiplicative comparisons. Have a wonderful night.